Hi, everyone. Welcome to Empowerment Through Intuition. And tonight we are going to talk about are you attracting negative energies or are you attracting positive energies? Just for the record, the new program we were trying to use was an overload on Chris's machine and unfortunately totally tanked just now before going live. So I'm doing straightforward live on Facebook. I don't know how it's going to work because we don't have a program thing, but we're going to have a good time. So you guys just jump right in. I will do my best to read this stuff and keep up with you. A little bit about me, for those who don't know, I am a 2-time best-selling author and an international speaker, even though I can't speak right now, on intuition. Intuition is a very powerful guiding force in our life, and I'm all about telling you about it and teaching you what I know. So, energies. A lot of what I'm going to say, you guys know, but sometimes you just got to hear it at the right moment for it to click for you. When you have a lot of negative energy coming at you, it's because you're attracting it. And the same with the positive. So Pamela, Elizabeth, Gina, Denise, Diane, thank you guys for joining me all. It's going to be hard to click hi as I'm going, so don't mind me. Dave, thanks for making it. And Dave, you even signed on to the right program, and I'm not on that. I've had so many computer problems. It is not even funny. Pamela, how do I stop attracting the negative men in my life who are negative and the same? Oh my gosh, Pamela, awesome. Gosh, these are flying so quick. I'm going to be jumping all over. I'm going to get to that, Pamela. That's great. So why is Pamela, and guys, if you want to chime in, please share with Pamela your thoughts. Why is she attracting the same person? Well, if we go right back to the old like attracts like, you are putting out what I call a beacon. There's something inside you that is saying, this is the kind of man you need. This is the kind of man you want. Even if it's not on a conscious level, it's there on the unconscious. And as soon as you get past wanting that kind of guy, you're going to attract the kind you want, the ones that you consciously want. Now, if you could give me an example of what the guy's like. So let me just make it up. You're attracting these really handsome men, but they're completely unreliable and they can't hold down a job. Well, you would like to attract this really handsome man who's completely reliable and can hold down a job. So what is it about needing the unreliable in your life? What is it about you that says you don't deserve to have the reliability, the consistency, the commitment, the stability that comes with an excellent relationship? What is it there that you are in yourself don't believe you deserve? Because it's that conversation. It's that peace. Now, how do you find that peace? Sometimes a one-on-one, heart-to-heart with a friend who's willing to just like speak the truth, be in your face, can help you pull it out. A good counselor, listening to this show, and maybe something will click. But this is the stuff I'm talking about. If you can identify that beacon. In my first book, The Spiritual Psychic, the first 4 stories are all about energies people attracted and the beacon within them that caused it to come to them. And those are really horrific psychic experiences, like really bad ones. Like, why were they attracting? One was attracting a physical violence from a spirit. Another one was affected by a curse. I mean, there's 4 different ones there. I got countless ones I could share. So if we don't control how these energies are affecting us in our daily life, eventually they will affect us in our spiritual and psychic realms. And it can get pretty dangerous. But in the same respect, If you got positive thoughts and strong convictions that are in a good direction, they will not only affect your physical, they will affect your spiritual and psychic worlds. So it's good. It's good that it's the like attracts like. That's what's necessary for the mechanics of the world to move the way it does. It's not bad, but if you want to change something, you got to change what's going on. So let's see who else oh, it won't let me spin up. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's try spinning down. Guys, I am doing my best to learn these things. Thank you, Pamela. They push away, not romantic and unable to commit. What is it in you, honey? What is it in you that doesn't really want commitment? Was it a parent's divorce? I'm getting something like that. I'm getting like a real bad break in your childhood that you saw. Something along those lines. So there's a fear that will happen to you. So you attract men who will not get close enough to you. So you cannot have that happen. You are attracting that for your own protection. Yeah, Renee, I know the webinar is not connected. And if there's any way you can tell them that it's not connected, that would be awesome. So we're doing a show on Facebook Live, straight up. We can't even get Chris to log in. This webinar program, I'm not going to say its name, is now on my you know what list. Yeah, definitely on my you know what list. So Aaron, hi sweetheart, always good to see you. It's so great to see you sing, guys, because it's just I feel like I'm with friends. I'm not with strangers when we're talking. Yeah, Dave, you are in the right place. I apologize that the link did not work. So yes, you are in the right place. Thank you for finding us and joining us. So let's get some questions about energy and how it, so I'm going to go into how would you attract good energy. So I'm going to take Pamela as an example since we've already spoken to her some, and just say fear of not being good enough and my own divorce and my dad cheating on my mom. There you go, Pamela. Bingo. So why would you want a relationship on an unconscious level? On a conscious level, you see all the beautiful, great things that can come from a good, loving relationship. But that inner fear, that child, that person that does not want to see them, you know, what happened to their mother or their own divorce affecting them again. So you need to come to peace with that conversation. And one of the ways is meditation. Love meditation. As you guys know, we do the morning meditation 5 days a week. So I obviously love meditating. That's a great way to just go into yourself and raise the question up of, you know, how help me, not even a question, it's more of a prayer. Releasing and asking for help to release this old conversation so I may welcome the new and the fresh in. So that's one way. Again, talking to a friend, a counselor, all these ways work. My favorite way is using the but, B-U-T. Okay, not B-U-T-T, guys, B-U-T. But, so as soon as the negative thought comes into my head, so say it's like, oh, I like that guy. I'm Pamela, I like that guy, but he's pushing away from me. I can say, but I'm in this relationship and I'm looking for love, so I'm open to it. That's probably not a good example. Let's skip that one. Let's pretend I didn't say that in the last 30 seconds because that's not going to work. What would work better is the word possibility. Possibility is like a prayer. When you say, I'm the possibility of having a powerful, loving, romantic relationship Even if you don't believe it, Pamela, just say it. I am the possibility of having an open, loving relationship. You have just done your part of the creation process. You created that it's possible. Now, you might not think it's probable, but you created it's possible. And by saying it's possible, you just gave God all the free will of yours to just jump in there and make it happen for you. Because if you can't see it even being possible, well, that's your free will saying, don't give it to me, God, don't want it, no. It's your inside, your unconscious saying, nah. So you got to, all of you, use that word, I am open to the possibility. And it's important to say, I am. I am that I am is the name of God. And if you've watched some of our earlier shows when we talk about the Kabbalah in the Old Testament and how the great I am emanated down through these different stages to the small I am, which is us. So I am the all creator, the all everything is I am that I am here, that you are here, that each of us as individuals. So he is that we are. I am that I am. The possibility. So I am the possibility. Just boom, free pickings. God's got free reign now. He will never interfere if it is not your will. He would love to interfere, but then he wouldn't be a loving God who, he would like us to go on a happy route and be joyful, but he's not going to interfere without our permission. So that word possibility truly gives that permission. So let's throw up some other questions for me, guys. I know it says 34 comments. I think what's happening is I'm missing them. I'm going to, because yes, Renee, that list. Okay. Radical. I know of a class in radical forgiveness which may help some. That's from Dave. So comment to Dave if you're interested in that class. And I'm completely on board with Dave. When you can really forgive somebody, like if Pamela could really forgive her father for cheating on her mother and truly forgive her ex-husband, she'd be a lot more likely to attract beauty and love and joy into her life. Now, when you forgive a person, that doesn't mean you forget. That doesn't mean the pain completely dissipates. But it does mean it doesn't hold on to you the same. It's not controlling you in some way. So I'm going to share a very, very personal story, and I'll probably later say, I probably shouldn't have shared that online. I was molested as a kid, and I suppressed those memories. I was very young. I suppressed those memories, and I was 50 before the images all started coming back. And it took a lot to get to the point of forgiving this particular person. Now, unfortunately, it's happened in different places in my life as a child. But this particular person, who really was the one that was the most obnoxiously active, to forgive him was the hardest thing I could think of. But once I did, it's like, yeah, I'm still disgusted if I think of his name. I'm like, ugh, I feel like there's bile in my throat. It's like, I don't want to be near him, but I don't have, it's almost hard to explain. It's like this energetic electricity that was between us ever since the memories came back, that I was suppressing this horrible energy, and then it was there, and as soon as I let go, as soon as I forgave him, It was gone. So am I still repulsed by him? Of course. Do I want to ever be near him? Not in a million years. But what happened when I forgave, that went away. That powerful electrical force went away. And so, Dave, thank you so much. And thanks for all those hearts. You guys were agreeing with me that that forgiveness will open up the opportunity for such beautiful, positive energy to come in. And since dealing with that, I mean, it's been 5 years. I know you don't believe it. I am 55. Don't look a day over 35 with my gray hair. But in those 5 years, my life has propelled forward. And I am so much more alive and joyful. And I've had an awesome life. I don't look, during my years of non-memory, I thought I was having a good life, but I didn't realize this was this thing there that needed to be resolved. So by resolving that, I now can attract positive. So to attract more positive, you want to resolve those negative, those heavy, those strong ties. Parents divorcing. Guys, I don't care how old you are or how young you were. That's painful, and that's something that you need to find peace with. Forgiving them so you can allow relationships into your life. Siblings committing suicide or parents committing suicide, that is just, I can't imagine. I'm so grateful I never had to imagine that or experience that. But from people who I've spoken to, that shuts them way down, completely closes them up. And how are you going to ever attract joy if you have such a heaviness? So, of course, that takes time. You got the mourning period. I'm not saying skip that, but you need to work through heavy things. Now, it can be heavy like suicide. It can be heavy like a divorce. And it can be something simple, like a little boy told you in school, ew, you're ugly. And you owned that conversation. And then you grew up in the back of your head with, I'm ugly, even though you're glamorous. You got great nails. You do your makeup awesome. You wear wonderful clothes, but you never quite feel beautiful because you got that little boy living in your head. And that's the conversation that's controlling. That's the conversation that's attracting to you, well, I'm not really good enough. I'm not really beautiful enough. I need to do more. And then you got anorexics and bulimics because they're trying so desperately to be something that they are already, but they can't get that conversation switched. And this isn't easy because these are unconscious. If we were conscious of these thoughts, we would change them. If we consciously knew somebody called us ugly and we owned it, we would change it. So it takes commitment to find out what is the conversation. And again, I'm going right back to meditation, guys. If you want to change something, you want to change the energy around it, you need to meditate on it and ask or dream on it. You know how I am about dreams, just as crazy as I am about meditating. Before you go to bed, you write down, I'm asking for clarity as to why I cannot attract a good partner into my life. In a dream tonight. Amen. And then when you wake up, whenever you wake up, even if it's the middle of the night, jot down what you remember so that you can just try to process that dream. It will give it to you. It was a dream that did start the whole process for me with the molestation. It was that I was frustrated beyond belief that I had no control over a certain situation in my life. And I needed to have an answer. I needed to know why. Why can't I control this one part of my life when I'm so successful in so many other areas? And that dream started the ball rolling, and then all the memories. So watch what you ask for, guys. It can really knock you out. Hi, Mama Lynn Carson. It is so nice to have you on board. I love your background picture of all the horses. They are gorgeous. And Mama Lynn Carson is Aaron Gray's mom. So she just decided to join us this week. Hi, Carol. Thank you. Atlantic City. Yay. Please don't forget, Chris and I will be doing a live show in September. We are going to count all the city and states up, and whoever has the most city and states is where we will book a live show, and we will do one of those big gallery reads and probably a few other fun things for you all. So if you want us there, you got to show us that there's going to be people there by voting there. Okay, Lynn can't hear us, so maybe Erin, you can help her out. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, you are welcome. I'm trying to see. Dave has a question. Pamela. Oh, maybe a statement. Pamela, it is a course that helps you to learn how to forgive what has happened. Think of this. Your father cheated on your mother. He is probably running around now happy. You are still holding on to the issues. Why? It is done and over, and you have no control at all. You have taken the poison pill and are hoping that he suffers. That will never happen. That is so true. So true. Oh, too funny, because I got to tell you something funny that happened today. I manage a couple buildings, and somebody is really not happy with me and texted this absolutely vicious, mean text to, I guess, to try to make me be different. I don't know. And it was in a connection where other people saw it. It was just a really vicious attack on me. And I could own that. Or I could just say, yeah, I'm not owning what he said. I'm not interested, and I will not give him room in my head all day. So I had to send him some love. Could I send him some forgiveness at the moment? No, maybe tomorrow, not today. It's still too new. But like Dave's saying, don't own it. Don't take that poison pill. It's not, the poison that man was spewing on a text message to me wasn't my issue. It was his issue. It was his poison. Did I want to take that pill? Mm-mm. And by not taking that pill, I didn't welcome the negative energies. Now, Chris and I really, Chris is a phenomenal psychic medium. I love psychic stuff, bizarre psychic things I love helping people with. And I've been teaching intuition for quite some time, how it's such a useful tool in our lives. And you have got to get that all of this stuff we're talking about does move out into that psychic world. So the more clear you are, the more you release the angry things that are holding on to you, the more you work into the psychic world in a safe way. So like we always say, it's safe, easy, and fun. It's safe if you're approaching it with the right energy. So I know it's what we're talking about is really a lot of psychological stuff, but there's the mind, the body, and the spirit. All three are woven together to make you. You are body, mind, and spirit. You're not just this chemical component. So whatever happens in your mind instantaneously is affecting the spirit part of you and your physical part. And stub your toe and don't tell me that didn't affect your spiritual and emotional part too. It all happens instantaneously. You're jumping up and down because you're in pain and you're cursing. So you're affecting the spiritual, and your mind is so angry that you stubbed your toe. You can't believe you did that again on that freaking couch. So all of it instantaneously. So even though I'm really focusing on the psychological, It's because I want you safe and happy in the spiritual psychic world, to be using your intuition, to be guided with such force that your intuition can give you. You need to be strong. All right, let's see who else we have. Dave, that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I love when you guys like chime in with each other, because it really shows the community that we're forming here. It's like this little community of crazy people. Real quick, was always afraid of being called crazy. And, I've come to hold it as a badge of honor. I don't want to be like those normal people. Those normal people talk about the weather, the traffic, they bitch about work, and I'd rather talk about this stuff. And so would you guys. So I love this community of us little crazy people. Okay, Carla, forgiveness gives you the freedom in your soul. Doesn't mean the person has to be a part of your life. You gave the other person back their problem. Very nice. Very well done. Drug addiction abandonment. Okay, Aaron, you got to get, like, guys, hey, I know I'm psychic, but I'm trying to do a live show. So you got to give me more than 3 words. Please give me a sentence. Jolene, my daughter's father abused me, and I haven't even begun to forgive what he did. The hurt is still there. How do I let that go? Guys, that's a tough one. Let's think about it. Personally, Jolene, I would be meditating on that. And I would even be asking in a dream, like this evening, put it down on a piece of paper. Lord, dear Lord, I'd like a dream that will help me begin to forgive, even though I'm not ready to forgive. Or I am open to the possibility of forgiving him. Please show me how. Probability, again, we're not talking probability. Probability of forgiving him is pretty small, but you're open to the possibility. And that completely frees you up, so that it completely frees God up to help guide you and help move you. And please let me know if you do the dream, you do the meditating, let me know how it goes, because it's a powerful tool, and I would love to be able to tell people, hey, by the way, remember Jolene? She's moving forward. Pamela says, Dave, makes sense. I would love to learn more about this, and I thought I forgave, but I continue to attract the same type of men. You might have forgiven them, but now you need to change the conversation. You forgave them, but you're still saying, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. Get it? So now you forgave them, but you have to say, I'm open to the possibility of an awesome, loving, romantic, physical, whooshy, whatever it is, commitment, relationship. I am open to the possibility of, name it, guys. You can even say, I'm open to the possibility of hitting the lottery. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying you're going to change the probability, but you got more of a chance of winning when you really believe you can win, versus buying $1,000 worth of tickets knowing, well, I'm probably not going to win, but I'm going to try. I mean, I'm hopeful. Hopeful is different than saying, I am the possibility of. That is an actual prayer. I am the possibility of happiness. I am the possibility of joy in my life. It is, oh gosh, I see so many of you guys joining on the webinar, and you're probably wondering where we're at. I'm so sorry. I can't do anything about it. I am the possibility of getting over the difficulties. Nope, I want to keep it positive. I am open to the possibility of the program that I selected working awesome next week, and Chris and I just having a fabulous time with it. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, let's see. Do you have more information on radical forgiveness? Pamela would like to know. So anybody have more information on radical forgiveness, please comment to Pamela or just put it up here. But if you comment directly to her, she'll definitely get to see it, and then we can all kind of follow that conversation. I don't know what you mean, Renee, by do not reward bad behavior. All right. All right. Dave says, thank you. I'm just reading through South Carolina. Ooh, that sounds like fun. South Carolina in September. Almost as fun as Atlantic City. Dave was kind enough to put up awakenedheart.net. So check out the feed and just click on what David put. Dave's, he's always sharing some really good stuff. Thank you so much. Look at your child and the love of that child to help you heal and forgive. Oh, Carla, I love that. I love that. And sometimes, guys, you need to forgive yourself. It's like, hey, I need to forgive myself for believing the little boy who said I was ugly. By the way, I never had a little boy tell me I was ugly. And if he did, I never paid attention. I know I'm gorgeous. But you get what I'm saying. You might need to forgive yourself for believing these silly conversations. I mean, I had to forgive myself. I mean, I remember I have a great counselor. I was sitting and I'm like blown away with all this information, and it's how do I move forward? How do I forgive myself for even like allowing all this physical stuff to go wrong because I'm suppressing this, and like you really can get into your head and get a little crazy. And it's nice to have a good counselor that can kind of walk you back so you don't jump off the edge, or a good friend, or meditating. I know I meditate all the time and I do dreams all the time, but honey, I got myself a good counselor too, because us crazy people need them. Aaron, talk about guiding. Last night, my stepmom died. However, I got snuck into the veil by an unexpected source, my bio father. I got to see the Hall of Records and see her cross over. Oh my God, it was stunning. The man walking her, oh gosh, it's moving. The man walking her was 3 times her size. Wow, that is beautiful. So the Hall of Records are the Akashic records. That is where the record of your life, your soul's life, the entire journey is kept, not just this lifetime. I mean, and if you don't believe in reincarnation, you were a soul before coming into this carnation, and you're going to move on to the different heaven or elsewhere. And that book in Hall of Records is where all is kept on you. And I think that's beautiful that Aaron had the opportunity to actually see it. She's very gifted, and being very gifted, you have to be very careful. You want to make sure that you are attracting positive energies. The fact that a source took you surprisingly, even though it was a safe source, your biological father, you don't want to be open to being taken. You want to you want to be invited and willingly go. Don't allow another spirit to just move your soul and move you through. That is dangerous. That's getting in, even though it was a safe spirit, it's still getting into dangerous areas. You don't want to be doing that. Everyone remember, thoughts are things, good and bad. What you think is what the universe hears and returns to you. The universe does not judge. It just returns to you the thoughts it receives from you. Exactly. So if the thought is, I'm open to the possibility of, then you're more inclined to have it happen. Oh, great funny story. Great funny story. And this is so true. Ever since I was wee big, I hated fish. I mean, I hate fish. No matter how many times people say, oh, try it, tastes good, try it. You know, and if you come from a Mediterranean family like me, everybody's sticking something in your face to try it. Come on. Oh, well, you'll like it this time. Oh, no, this is different. No, it's not. It always tasted like fish, and I didn't like fish. I never liked fish. But I decided when I was around 40 that maybe I need to eat fish. You know, they say it's good for you, but I don't like fish. That's okay. I'm open to the possibility of loving fish. And right away I heard in my head, what? Are you crazy? I'm like, no, I'm open to the possibility of loving fish. No way, no way. You hate fish, you hate fish. Trust me, guys, you're going to be battling in your head. It's not like you say it and voila, everything's angels. Just keep it up. And I said to my husband, honey, let's go out for dinner tonight. The kids don't need us. And he took me to this really nice little Thai restaurant in Center City, Philadelphia. And I ordered a bass. And this sucker was like this big and this thick. And I'm like, oh my God, I hate fish. I'm open to the possibility of loving fish. No, you don't. You hate it. What are you kidding? I'm open to the possibility of loving fish. No, oh my God. I'm picking up the fork as it's going into my mouth. I hear myself in my head screaming, no! I bit down. I was like, oh my God, this is delicious. I swear to you, true story. That's how it works. That's how it works. You have to battle your mind and keep saying, I'm open to the possibility. I'm open to the possibility. Never mind that other shit. Let it go. It doesn't matter. And you will find miracles happen. You can change so much. It's amazing. I mean, come on. I've been eating fish for 15 years. Who would have figured? I still don't like clams. I still don't do shellfish. And I never said I was open to that possibility either, just for the record. All right, let's see what else we got going. So what Dave said, by the way, Dave, I wish I could have got you on as my co-host this week because you are so full of really good wisdom here. Yeah, thoughts are things. And that's why I say use the possibility. Thoughts are things. And these are the unconscious thoughts that are controlling what energies are coming at you. Do you want negative energies coming at you or positive energies? How do you want it to flow? So definitely. All right. You need to have Erin on as a guest. Yeah, Shauna, you're right. I do have to have Erin on as a guest. She is very powerful. Renee, when you hold on to an issue, it's like rewarding bad behavior. Let it go. Do not reward the other person, but what they have done to you. Then they win. And that's kind of where I was trying to get with that but conversation. Oh, here comes that really overbearing guy again. But I'm going to just not allow it to bother me. You throw in the butt, take the sting out. When you have negative thoughts in your head, I never remember names, but today I'm just going to find it easier. You can't stop yourself from thinking negative. It's not until you've processed it for so long that literally it does reduce, but you'll never 100% stop it. And I learned this technique from Edgar Casey's grandson, Thomas Casey, that just putting the word but, B-U-T, after that negative thought and putting in a positive takes the sting out of it. So now I don't have this negative attracting negative. I have this negative that was immediately countered with a positive, so it's neutral. It's neutral. It's not going to affect me positive or negatively, but at least it's not going to affect me negatively, which is really, really important. Okay. Let's see. David's agreeing with Carly. Yes, it is very powerful. Okay, you guys are funny talking about, oh, your mama hates veggies. Okay, so now you got to get mommy to be open to the possibility of loving veggies. I'm not a fish lover either. We should have a show with food. I love food. Stephanie, I totally agree. Stay open to possibilities and things can and will change. They absolutely change. Absolutely. Okay, my co-host Dave, Pamela, think of the type of person you would like to meet in general terms. Personality, looks, family life. Do not dictate how, when, where, etc. It will happen when the time is right. Exactly, which is being open to the possibility. Now you just gave God all this room to make something happen for you. instead of being, well, I want to really meet a nice man at the church, or I really want to meet a nice man at the club. You just limited a whole slew of people because you laid out how you want it to be or how you think it should be. Like, this is too funny. So when I was in Bangkok, I absolutely positively knew that I needed 45 minutes to do my presentation. And I was asked how much time did I need. So I told them 45 minutes. And I had to wait. I had to wait until about a week before the actual presentation, before I got the schedule of speakers. And then I found out I was given 40 minutes and I was second from the last person. Now, I prayed. I said, dear God, I am so open. I'm completely open to you. Whatever you say, I'm open to the possibility of this being the best date and time. It's like, God, really? Second from the last? The keynote speaker had already spoken earlier in the day. Everyone's going to be looking at their watch, wanting to leave. Well, what happened was I just gave it up. I just said, look, I'm not giving the rules to you, God. If you said second from the last, 40 minutes is all you get, then second from the last and 40 minutes must be one heck of a great spot, because I never would have picked that if you're picking it for me. And that day, the person who was supposed to go last got sick. They gave me an entire hour. And out of all the presentations, I landed in the top 3 in the reviews. And I really give credit to being the last person, having an awesome time. The room was really charged, and then they did their reviews. So it worked really in my favor. So don't dictate to God, like Dave is saying. Don't dictate how, when. Give it up. Give it up. And then when you get the message and you don't like it, just, okay, I'm not crazy about this, but you know something I don't know. I was telling him tonight, like, okay, God, I have no idea why you don't want my partner on the show. 2 weeks ago, he didn't want me on the show. He had Elena and Chris. I'm like, I don't know why Chris can't be on the show tonight, but there must be a reason. And I'm just going to trust and know there's a reason. And I don't have to know what it is. I might not ever know what it is. But I give it all to him because he gets all the glory. He also gets all my complaints. Oh, okay, guys. We got a couple more minutes. We got like 16 more minutes. So let's get some really good questions out here. I did want to mention curses. I know it sounds a little old-fashioned. Excuse me while I grab a sip. I didn't want the vodka to get too watered down. No, it's only water. I wanted to mention curses because, and even though that sounds old-fashioned, there were some people who still do curses. And believe it or not, you do curses. You give curses out often, and it's not intentional. But curses will affect the person. So when somebody cuts you off on a highway and you call them an SOB, stupid ass, you basically curse the person. You know, man, I hope they get a flat tire. I used to say it before I understood this stuff, before I was a little more involved. Hope they get 2 flat tires so their spare's useless. The person you're aiming that at, if they're not strong and they're accustomed to being negative, they're going to absorb that. And it's going to affect them in some way. So you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be intentionally cursing a person, like literally, I don't want to say voodoo because none of you guys probably do voodoo, but along those lines, to intentionally, I'm taking this time, I'm doing a ritual, and I'm making sure that person gets this pain or gets this heartache. Or you think about it, you just really want it. It's like, I just want him to lose his job. Just lose his job. That's a curse. It's very powerful. And if you think about yourself, we're not real strong spiritually all the time. And these things would affect us if somebody was doing them at us. So when you feel that kind of anger, find a healthy way to release it. I am so accustomed that when somebody cuts me off, I get upset, but I'm saying a prayer immediately for them to get to where they're going safely and not to hurt or upset anybody else. That's my automatic response now, because I don't want somebody cursing me if I do something stupid. And, like gets like. So if I'm sending out prayers, I'm going to be attracting prayers. If I'm sending out anger, I'm going to be attracting anger. So I'm not just helping others, I'm helping me. I'm making a difference for me, myself, and I. And in that way, affecting each other. Okay, let's see what my co-host says. Dave, I met my wife at a bar listening to music one night. She came in with another guy, who went to play with the band, and she sat at a table next to me. The next week, she came back alone looking for me. Turns out he was her best friend's son. She had a reading with Chris about 2 months earlier, and Chris told her she would meet a guy and even told her the color of my eyes. So on that commercial note, ChristineGurganus.com, or just go to Facebook and you can see the spelling of her name. Get to her website, hook up, get a reading. I mean, she'll blow you out of the water. I don't do readings anymore. I'm more interested in the counseling end and the teaching end. But Chris, ask Dave, will blow you out of the water. I mean, he's had his share of readings with her. Shauna, think of yourself like a mirror. Any energy you put out, good or bad, being reflected back at you. Yes. And that's true, but that kind of reminds me of a technique that I'm really against. So I'm kind of glad you brought that up. Some people say, and you'll find this with almost every psychic or intuitive teacher will say this, and I just want to scream. Put up a wall or put up a mirror around you. So anybody sending anything negative gets thrown back at them with greater force or 7 times stronger. That's horrible. If somebody, like that guy today threw that crap at me on a text message, I'm not going to throw back 7 times more, or even throw back what was equal to what he did. That's only going to make it more harmful in the world. Truthfully, he's a little unstable. The man needs help. It's not me sending forth more anger will only create more hostility in this world that we don't need. And very often, we get negative things toward us, and it's not because the person's upset with us. It's because they're upset with the situation in their life. And we don't want to be mirrored and sending back anger. Now, I want to be perfectly clear. I know that's not what Sean is saying. Sean is saying just see the mirrors in front of you and be careful what you're sending out, because that's what comes back at you. And that's right. That's like attracts like. You send it out, you're going to get it. So you're sending out an unconscious message that you're not good enough for a relationship. That's what you're going to get back. You know, as well as if you're sending out a curse, that's what you're going to get back. So yes, but she just made me think of this other practice that many of you, I'm sure, heard of, like to put these mirrors around you for protection. You don't need protection. You need to manage your energy. And you manage your energy by being aware of your intuition, aware of the guiding force, which that guiding force is really the Holy Spirit. He talks to you through your intuition. Bringing in that love and moving it out to the world is the only protection you need, because that is what brings back love and brings back joy and just brings peace into the world. So thank you, Shauna, for mentioning that, because it really helped me remember that, and I think that's important. So many of you guys do psychic work, have taken psychic classes, and That's one thing. When your teacher tells you that, just go, nah, through that part and remember what I said. Okay. Erin, I pray you find Christ. Okay, that's my new curse. Oh, wait. I am encouraging them to meet him sooner. No, you're not encouraging them to meet him sooner. If you're praying they find Christ when you're on the road. She asked to meet someone. Oh, this is Dave. She asked to meet someone, and the plan was put into motion. So Dave is saying what we've been saying through this whole show. His wife, prior to meeting him, asked that she meet somebody. She was now open to the possibility. It was no longer, she wasn't setting the rules, setting the stage, determining how it had to be. She was just open to the possibility. And Dave landed on her lap. And that's great. That's awesome. And I've had the pleasure of speaking to Dave in person a few times. He's a great guy, so she did well. Shauna, I meant be careful. Yes, I know, Shauna. I absolutely agree. What you said was not what I was talking about, but it just reminded me. So with 8 minutes left, I would really like to do another quick commercial for Chris. We need to get Chris a brand new computerized system. So let's see if we can get 5 or 6 people to sign up tonight for a reading. And then I can tell her she has to use that money for a brand new computer system that can handle this new program. Huh? How about it, guys? It's ChristineGurganus.com. You go there and just sign up for a reading. We have the morning meditation. It's the 10-minute daily meditation. Join us for that. If you don't want to wake up at 6 a.m., watch the reruns on YouTube and here on Facebook. You can watch them in the middle of the day. Take 10 minutes for yourself. 10 minutes just to rejuvenate, get re-rested, get relaxed. And if you're not a meditator, it's an awesome opportunity to see how simple it is. And it's amazing when there's other people connected at the same time, the energy shifts. I mean, you really move up fast in a meditation. I had the pleasure, and I'm getting a lot of hearts, so I'm sure that's from my morning guys who joined me. Thank you, guys. I had a friend and I who did an exercise, and for almost a year, or about a year, somewhere in there, I can't even remember. It was a while ago, like 8 years ago. Every single morning at 7:30, we would meet in our own homes, in our own chairs, where we would meditate at the same time. So she's in her house, which was a few miles away. I'm in my house, but we knew we were both going to meditate and pray at that time. We would go into our meditative state, and after meditation, we would go into a prayerful state and pray for the people who we were thinking of. And what we found was amazing. We would have come to mind the same people. We would have the same saints and holy people appear to us, and the same people who were asking for prayers. Like all of a sudden, Joe Smith would pop into my mind, or Sammy So would jump into my mind, and I would start praying for him. And then we would call each other when we were done, and it would be like, really? You got Sammy too? You got, Padre Pio appeared for you too? Isn't that weird? And so meditating together is really, really an awesome, powerful thing. So, every word we speak carries weight. Thank you, Lisa. That's really a great way to start wrapping up this evening. Every word we speak, but every unconscious thought is really the key here. It's these unconscious thoughts, guys. If something is not going the way you want, you got to discover what the conversation is, or just pray. I am open to the possibility of resolving this and having X. I'm open to the possibility of resolving not having good relationships and being in a phenomenal relationship. I am open to the possibility of not being sick and having a body that serves me. I am open to the possibility of passing my algebra exam. I mean, name it, guys. Just name it. It's all there for us. Thank you again for joining me. I love this community of us crazy little people. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Hopefully, Chris is definitely going to be with me because we decided she's going to come into Philly if we can't get her a new system and make sure she can read this program. So either she's going to be next to me or enough of you guys get a reading from her and she can get a better system and be on screen with me. Thank you so much for all those awesome little hearts, too. It's really fun. I like this Facebook Live because I can see it. It's really fun. Have a blessed, blessed night. Thank you again for joining. Bye.